What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another brand new for you guys tonight. Got a lot to get into tonight. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, Rich. We got playoff football on tap here in a few days. Wildcard weekend, the super wildcard weekend, with the 2 extra games, which is, always a good time. We got a Monday game this year, which is interesting. But, this is I love when playoff weekend starts and you can, basically watch football from 4 o'clock on Saturday all the way through Sunday night. And now you get the Monday finisher.
Oh, yeah. And then not to mention all the other sports. So it's going to be a wild weekend. I'm looking forward to see if we get some upsets this wild card weekend.
Yeah, there's some pretty good matchups. I think that even the underdogs have some. It's not fruitless. I think that there's some good teams there and well coached teams that are underdogs going into some hostile environments. I mean,
before we get into wild card, let's wrap up Week 18. Some of the teams that are not making the playoffs. We have the Giants. They lose to Washington. Then we have the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals did lose to the Browns, but the Browns were pretty much out of contention based off some of the other games. Then we had the Steelers and Ravens. Felt sorry for the Ravens. So many injuries. Hopefully they'll be back next year. Then we had the Jets and the Bills. The Jets did not make it close, so the Bills walked away with the division. Then we had the Patriots. I mean that game was much more closer. I thought the Dolphins had a chance, but they didn't make it again. Another decent season. Then we had the Bears and the Vikings. I know you hit your money line. You hit your money line, right, with the Vikings on that one.
I did, yeah.
I know you were hyped about that one. Then we had the Chargers and the Raiders. That was a while. That was probably the game of the week. Raiders snuck it in and barely win, but that gets them in the playoffs.
But just how that whole thing played out, like Pittsburgh needed to win, Indy needed to lose, which was kind of
which was wild.
Which was wild. And then Pitt needed to beat Baltimore, which they were down pretty much the whole game. Came back and won. And then still, if that game ends in a tie, Pittsburgh is out. So just the way that and both of those teams are in. So just that ending was wild. I mean, Herbert, if you look at that last drive, it was 20 plays in like 2 minutes because I feel like they're passing on every down. And first, second, and third down were like incomplete passes. So I think he converted like 4 or 5 fourth downs on that last drive, which is like crazy. And then obviously, the touchdown as time expired. Yep. But that was a hell of a comeback for the Chargers. And then, to get into OT, couple of field goals, and then Chargers had a chance to win it. Mike Williams kind of dropped a pass in the end zone. Yeah, and it looked like at the end of the game the Raiders were content with just running out the clock and taking the tie. And I still think, people are talking about this timeout that Staley took and how it was a bad idea. And I still think that if they're running it there no matter what. They came out of timeout, they ran it anyways. But they were going to run the ball, and I think what he wanted to do was just stop them so that they could punt it. I don't think he was going to stop the clock after that. Just punt it and let time run out. But I think if they got the first down there anyways, like if they had a decent run, like they're still going to kick the field goal. That would just be that wouldn't have looked good. I don't think if they get the first down, they're in field goal range, and then they take a knee like that doesn't seem right, or let time run out. They're going to kick a field goal, but I guess in the end it doesn't really matter whether he hits it or not from their perspective.
Yeah, because they're still in.
They're still in. But if you listen to the press conference, I think that they were going to be content just running out the clock if that were the case, and they didn't want to make a turnover in their end. Obviously, they didn't want to throw an interception and let the Chargers come down and knock them out. So wild ending. Pittsburgh, sneaks in by the skin of their teeth, and the Chargers are out.
Yeah, poor Chargers. But I feel like they struggled a lot, especially on defense this year. They couldn't put it together on both sides. So hopefully they make some adjustments going into next season.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we had Then we got this wild card weekend coming up. I mean, we got the Raiders and the Bengals. Oh, that should be a good one. Who you liking that one?
I kind of like the Raiders, to be honest. I think that the Bengals are the better team, the more talented team. I just think that there's something about the way that this Raiders season is going, where I think that they can probably eke one out there in Cincinnati. And Derek Carr's been in the league for a while, and I thought he probably had one of his better seasons. I know the season he got injured was probably his best season, but this season he played really well, especially down the stretch. He was, they were winning games. He wasn't turning the ball over. So I think I like the Raiders here by like a last minute field goal to win it again.
I'm gonna go the opposite, and I'm gonna go with the young up and coming team, the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow gets a swaggy on with Jamar Chase. I think the defense shows up, but I feel like either this is kind of one of those coin flip games.
Yeah.
Because these are both teams don't really have much playoff experience. Obviously the Raiders have a little bit more. Because Carr has been around before, he's been to the playoffs before. But I feel like the Bengals are kind of unbothered by playoff or no playoff. So being that where Joe Burrow came from and some of the stuff he had to deal with down at LSU, so it's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, to be honest, I can honestly see this game being a blowout in the favor of Cincinnati too. Like I could see, Chase and Burrow and them taking off, maybe getting an early turnover, return for a touchdown, something like that, where this game ends up like, 35-14.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I think it really depends on which defense shows up. But I feel like the Bengals defense is going to show up more than the Raiders. So I don't think the Raiders can cover all three of those receivers and the running back. So
yep.
Then we got the Pats and the Bills. Part 4?
Part 3.
Part 3. Yeah. I feel like they played so many times, man.
It's the third time in the last month, basically.
Yes, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if who's going to come out in this one, because as they say, it's hard to beat a team twice, and each of these teams beat each other once. Totally different outcomes compared to the first and the second game. So. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the weather's going to be too much of an impact, so we might get closer weather to like the last game when they played each other.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold, probably really cold, but no wind. So wind is an issue, and so throwing shouldn't be a problem. It's going to be more on the catching and tackling side. Mm-hmm. When it's cold, it's a little bit harder to tackle, and the ball seems to be like a little slicker to catch. But with the gloves that these guys have, it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great to see the Bill Belichick back in the playoff type of coaching, because when he gets there, that's when he causes problems. He shuts teams down, especially defensively. But it's going to be about that Patriot offense. If they can put up some points, I feel like if they can put up some points, it'll give them a lot of options to do different things on defense. And that's when he gets into his bag to stop teams offensively.
Yeah, I think so. But I feel like these teams are just so familiar with each other now that and we saw it before with Belichick, is that sometimes even though he knows what's going to come, it's still hard to stop these guys, especially the Bills for whatever reason. You know what's coming, but they could throw a little wrinkle in with some QB runs or something like that that they didn't necessarily need to do in the regular season. Mm-hmm. They can throw Belichick for, and not throw him for a loop, but it's just hard to defend both, right?
Yeah, that's when talent overrides the game plan.
Exactly.
And the guys are just too hard to stop. Kind of like you knew what Jordan was doing, but when he was on. So
yeah, exactly.
So you riding with the Bills in this one?
I am riding with the Bills here. I do think it's going to be a close game. Again, wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots won this game, but I think that they're not going to be as we saw in the last game, that the Patriots aren't going to be able to run down their throats again. That ship has sailed. So Mac's going to have to do something. And the Bills secondary is one of the hardest secondaries to throw on. They got really good safeties in Hyde and Poyer. The cornerbacks are without Tre'Davious White. Obviously, it's a little weaker, but their linebackers are solid. And they get pressure on the quarterback.
I feel like the Patriots are not going to put up enough points.
Right. It's all on the Patriots defense. The defense can hold them down. They can have a chance, but they've been gashed with the run in the last couple of weeks here, and really all season long they haven't been great against the run. And it's they're waiting to see if Barrymore's going to play. He's kind of a big cog in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
If he's out, that's a big loss for the Patriots too.
Yeah, I know the guy. The Giants got the guy. Then we got the Eagles and the Bucks. I mean, I'm surprised the Eagles made it here. I mean, they showed a lot of fight. It's gonna be interesting to see if the Bucks can stop the Eagles run game, because the Eagles are one of the best teams in the league in running. I don't want to say this is one of those teams that could pull an upset, but I feel like this is one of those teams that could pull an upset, especially with the Bucks having a lot of being out with a lot of guys on offense. And then I don't know if I think JPP should be coming back. I don't know if he is yet. And then same thing for Barrett.
Barrett's back.
Okay.
And so is Fournette. And I think Jones is out too, but they're all back. All the guys on the reserve COVID list, the short-term IR is all back. Richard Sherman's out for the year. But, yeah, Levante David's back too. Yeah,
I mean, they got guys back, but that's the thing. It's going to be about the Bucks defense if they can get the Eagles into pass long third down situations and force them to throw. That's when they're their best, when they can pass rush.
Yep. I still love the Buccaneers in this
Bucks,
game.
Yeah, same. I feel the same. I feel like if Tom Brady's going to go out, he's going to go out to like Aaron Rodgers, or he's going to go out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I see them like you said. I don't see them losing to anyone but probably Green Bay, or maybe the Rams or something in a tight game.
Mm-hmm. Or just losing in the Super Bowl.
Or the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Then we got the 49ers and the Cowboys. I mean, I feel like the 49ers are going to make this a physical game and run all over the Cowboys. I feel like Dak is going to make a bunch of mistakes, and then we're going to be wondering about the Cowboys again.
I'm not as concerned about Dak. I think you're right though on the defense. I think that San Francisco is just super physical in that run game, that zone read run game. You saw what they did to the Rams this past weekend with Aaron Donald and that front, and they pushed them around. I mean, in the second half when they got rolling, Eli Mitchell was rolling. So I actually I love 49ers in this game. And it's really based on the coaching for me. I don't trust Mike McCarthy. I don't think they're going to be prepared for Shanahan.
Oh yeah, I mean Shanahan's been he's been here before. I mean he prepares. I mean he just does a great coaching job with that offense. Mm-hmm. And they do a great job on that defense. They haven't been as dominant defensively as they have been in the past, but given what the players that they had off due to injury. I mean, they have some guys coming back. I mean, I just feel like they know their identity, and they play physical. And then when you get to the playoffs, I think that's a huge thing. If you can out physical a team and impose your will on them, it's gonna be hard for you to stop them. Especially the Cowboys. They like the pass rush, and they're kind of I feel like they're like finesse on defense, like trying to make the big play, for a sack or interception, rather than I don't think they're gonna be able to grind it out against the 49ers.
Yeah, that defense isn't really a grinded out defense. I mean, yeah, they got Lawrence and Parsons, but they're more like of a big play, turnover the team kind of defense. Which can, we've seen teams in the past, turn that into a Super Bowl, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that this team has enough to do it. And again, I just go back to the coaching. I don't know if McCarthy's the guy to get them over the edge. I think they have probably one of the more talented rosters, from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's something ain't right there for me.
Yeah. Then we got the Steelers and the Chiefs. Steelers somehow made it. I think this is when the ship stops. Don't get me wrong. I think the defense does make some big plays with TJ, but I think the Chiefs become too much, and they put them down early and don't let them get back up, so to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. I there's like this outside thing in my head. It's like, what if Mahomes has a bad game, or the Chiefs have a down game, and Ben can come in and steal one, but I think that's a 0.1% chance. I just think that the Chiefs can run and screen all over this team and neutralize TJ Watt and be able to take these guys down.
Yeah, and I feel like the Steelers don't put up enough points.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they'll put up like 14 points and then hope their defense is going to hold the Chiefs to under 14 points. But
yeah, not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, the Chiefs just score so quickly. I mean, you give them like 5 minutes left, they can probably put up those 14 points quick. So
yep.
Then we got the Cardinals and the Rams. That should be a good game. That's going to be the Monday night game. In division rivals going at it. Both teams trying to come back and gain some momentum. I mean, the Rams highly favored preseason to get to the possible Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game. Let's see. We're gonna have to see if they can live up to the hype.
Yeah, I don't know who you like here, but I kind of I like the Rams here. I just they had Cam Akers back. Now they have Eric Weddle coming back to play for them again at safety for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So and obviously they have Jalen Ramsey, one the best in the game. Aaron Donald, the company. It really hinges on Stafford for me. Can Stafford keep away from turning the ball over?
Oh yeah. I'm rooting for the Rams as well. Hope Odell can get his first playoff win, so get that monkey off his back. So because if they lose, they're gonna be like, they lost because Odell, the boat or something, the curse or something like that. So
the Giants still haven't gotten to 10 wins since the boat.
I mean, they got 10 consecutive losses, but not wins. So I don't know, man. You just want to wish the best for some people, because he started off a great career, then got injured. Then the reputation is kind of like you can't win with him. From what I've seen, he's everybody loves him in the locker room. So those are the kind of guys who you wish they I don't want to say win it all or get some expunge their record, so to say.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like the Randy Moss. Like everyone loved Randy Moss. Coaches maybe not so much, but everyone in the locker room liked him, and he was never able to get that ring. I'm not tied to OBJ like you are, but it would be I'd be good. I want to see the Rams. I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams win it all. I just think that it kind of validates a lot of
their moves and
the movement, their moves that they've made, kind of going for it, and maybe more teams will, aka the Jets, maybe the Giants, start to sell out a little bit to put together a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad for them too for the when they had
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, and they were just so explosive, had a lot of potential, but just couldn't finish. Just to see coach, because when a coach is great or a good coach, they deserve to get back there. They put in a lot of hard work. So just sometimes you want to see people win. Certain people win. Not that you don't want to see others, but sometimes just others over other people, so to say.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you.
And then outside of that, I mean, we had a bunch of coach firings. The Bears, they fired their coach and GM. Vikings fired their coach after 8 years. I don't know what they're going to do over there. Dolphins fired their coach. Flores, I mean, that was one out of left field. But it seemed like it was some discrepancies between the coach and the GM.
Yep.
Based on the direction they wanted to go in. So then we had Gettleman. He retires, so he doesn't get fired.
What? They were talking about on the radio. They made a good point on the radio today. I was listening. Like, why did Mara let him retire? They should have just fired him. Like, no, you're not retiring. I'm firing you. You know what I mean? Like the power play. Like the retire is such a cop out. Like, oh, I'm gonna retire. Like, that's BS.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was like immediately too. It wasn't like.
No, he was getting canned. Like there was no doubt about it.
Yeah, I felt like they was like, all right, we need to have your year-end wrap-up meeting. He was like, oh no, don't worry about it. I'm retiring.
Hey, be in my office at 9 a.m. on Monday. No, I'm retired.
No, I'm tired. Nope.
I can't wait to pull that move someday.
Yeah, I'm in Florida, or I'm out on my beach house. I'm retired. No need.
Oh gosh.
You can fax me my. I already faxed you my resignation letter last night at 11:59 p.m.
What a BS move that was.
And then, speaking of other BS, we had your boy Judge. He's gone too, thank goodness. Running a goal line quarterback sneak on third down, on 3rd and 9. Man.
He just he lost everybody in those like last 2 press conferences, right? Like, I mean, you can't go out calling the Redskins a clown organization and then you're running, QB sneaks on 3rd and 9 to get your punter an extra and I get it. Like, if it's a tight game and it means something and you really need to change that field and you got a Johnny Hecker punting for you, fine. Like, give him an extra 2 steps so he can blast one. But, like, you're not playing for anything. Why the hell are you, doing a QB sneak to give your punter an extra 1.5 yards? No sense.
Man, if I was a damn quarterback, I would have called an audible. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, that was garbage.
I mean, just thank God. I mean, he's gone. But I think the issues going forward. I hope they, they do their due diligence and get out there and start interviewing people because we got a lot of mess to clean up. So
yeah, it sounds like Mara said today that they're gonna take their time on this one. That they maybe didn't do as an extensive as a search as they should have the last time, which is an understatement. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there that I would love to see to the Giants, but I don't know if they fit the Mora family mold. So it's going to be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. Then we had there was one more coach that got fired. The Broncos, they fired their coach.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got some interesting spots for new coaches, man. Between these teams, the Bears and the Broncos, those should be some of the top coveted coaching spots outside of the Jaguars.
In terms of like just the roster they have.
Yeah, like a potential roster, young quarterback. I mean, not the Broncos. I mean, they don't have a great quarterback, with a lot of potential compared to the Bears and the Jags. But those are some franchises that people are looking to, flip around. I mean, if you could do it in New York, that would be great. I mean, you're a legend if you do it in New York. So it's going to be interesting. But I think you got to get somebody that's able to take that scrutiny of coaching in New York because you're not going to win all the time. So.
No, I agreed.
And then they got these damn mock drafts looking horrible, man. Have you seen some of these mock drafts, man?
You know what? I usually wait a little bit, after the blow of having a terrible team, let that settle, and then give it a couple weeks, and I start looking at how the Jets are going to be the next Super Bowl contender through the draft. But no, I haven't really looked at them yet. Not in a couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, some of these mock drafts is horrible, man. They got the Giants picking the quarterback from Pitt at like 5. Some of them I've seen. I'm like, what? Kenny Pickett.
That's way too early. First of all, if we were going to go quarterback. Secondly, there's no way we're picking Kenny Pickett over Stingley and the other safety from Notre Dame if they're still on the board. Yeah. And let alone any of those offensive linemen, those top offensive linemen. I mean, I just hope the Giants. If I understand. The first 4 picks might just be the top 4 defensive players. So if that happens and we're at 5, I don't mind us going. Back to back. Offensive linemen, the top 2 offensive linemen. Even though the Panthers are in between us, but it's gonna be interesting to see, especially if anybody moves up. Because I don't think the Jags really want to take a offensive lineman or a defensive end with that first pick. I think they want to unload that pick for more picks.
They need a lineman. I would guess they're going to go Evan Neal at tackle, number 1.
Yeah, but I feel like they want to move back because I feel like you can get them at, let's say, even if you move back to 5 or 4, maybe even 6, you could probably still get them.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't think he gets past the Giants. I think if he's there when the Giants pick, they take him. Maybe not the other. Lions, Texans, Jets probably aren't going well with their other needs, but I just think that the only reason someone would want to trade up is to get a quarterback, typically. And there's no one worth trading up, I don't think. I think you can get Kenny Pickett, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there.
Yeah, definitely. But you never know because as soon as we get close to the dang combine.
That's true. Yeah, I know.
the quarterbacks start shooting up like crazy, people like, oh, this is the next Lamar Jackson, or this is the next Russell Wilson, and you're like, what?
You're right.
But I say you never know. So there's always that one or two quarterback that shoots up the board, especially if one or two of them identify as the top tier quarterbacks, because there are some teams that are in need of a quarterback. So
yeah, I don't think you're going to get Hamilton or Stingley at 5. I think that the Jets are going to scoop one of those two, and probably the Texans too.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If the Texans go offensive lineman, or that's the thing, or if the Jags go offensive lineman first, and then obviously the Lions and the Texans are both going to go defensive linemen. Yeah. Then that gives us a chance to possibly get one. So that's what I said. But that's the thing. If nobody goes offensive lineman and the first 4 picks of defense, I don't mind the Giants going double offensive linemen with those top picks.
Yeah.
And then on to the NBA. I mean, we had Kyrie come back. We had Clay come back. Clay came back and dunked on somebody. Kyrie came back, crossed some people up, scored like 20 points. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, especially the Kyrie situation. Now they're talking about that Brooklyn is possibly looking to pay fines if he can play in what cities he's not supposed to be playing in because of
really?
Yeah, I thought that was weird. So,
weird.
But I don't know, man.
Well, they're so much better with him on the team. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it gives them a chance to rest Durant, and then doesn't put so much pressure on James Harden.
Yep. No, it does. It just lightens everyone's load a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And people are happy to play with him too, so it's not like he's a cancer on the team or something like that. Everyone seems happy out there when he's out there too. So.
No, he's just a cancer off the floor.
Yeah.
Nothing to himself more than anybody.
Pretty much. And then Clay came back. I mean, he played 2 games so far. He had 17 in one game, 14 in another game. Dunked on somebody in the first game. Looks like he's getting back in the rhythm. It doesn't look like he really missed that much basketball, even though he missed the 2 years.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. I mean,
yeah, he had some open shots that he normally would have hit, but I mean that'll all come with time. But it didn't seem like he was like out of shape, or it didn't seem like he missed 2 years of basketball.
No, I agree.
It seemed like he missed like a few months.
I do bet though that after that first stint he was gassed.
Yeah, because I think he played. Yeah, I think he played one, then sat the next game. Then I think he played the third game or something like that.
I'm just saying, like all that adrenaline when you come out there that first game, and you just like go crazy for like 2 minutes, and I feel like you just like you have nothing left in the tank. I remember there's a couple of big games that played in high school or whatever, and you just come out like balls to the wall, and 3 minutes into the game you can't breathe. Even though like again, like these guys are like some of the best athletes in the world. Like I just feel like you let everything comes out of you in those when you're coming back from something like that.
Oh yeah, because you're just trying to give it your all, contribute.
Exactly.
And just trying to get back in there, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they finish out in the season. Then we had your boy Ja Morant with the LeBron-esque block. He had one of the NBA street blocks, the ones that
you pin against the backboard.
Yeah, but it's also like like when the ball's like up super high. You remember NBA street when and you just like, and they just like, it's not even like a block. They just like snatch it out of the sky.
Yep.
It was one of those, and I was like, God damn, he should not be doing that with his height. I mean, he kind of reminds me of if I had to pick somebody, he's a Derrick Rose type as far as like athleticism. I mean, he's carrying his team. They're in 4th place right now. He's getting his name up in there in the MVP voting. I don't think he'll get in the top like 5, but I think he's pretty close, man.
I bet he'll be in the top 5. I think that he's one of the most important players to his team in the NBA. He's taken them, step up, and that Memphis team is actually pretty solid, when they're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They were young a couple of years ago, but now that they've been together now for a few years, you're really starting to see them put it together.
Oh yeah, he's making people question who's the best player in that draft. No offense, because I mean your boy Zion is probably not going to see him till next year. So
next year in New York.
Yeah, I mean the way it's looking right now. But I mean he's great, man. Fun to watch. He doesn't really bow down to other players as far as like I don't want to say like back, but I mean, he's out to kill people when he's out on that court, whether it be dunking, shooting in the face. I mean, he's kind of, like I say, he's flashy, like as far as like personality wise, like Russell Westbrook, but more lovable. And then he, his I don't want to say he has that same power as like MVP Derrick Rose, but I mean the way he's getting up there, man, is just unbelievable. And he's like, I think he's about the same height, or a little bit an inch or two shorter. So
Bill Simmons says he's like Derrick Rose with a jump shot. Young Derrick Rose.
The Rose, yeah. So
because Rose didn't have a jump shot. That was his issue early on.
Yeah, not at all. He was just going to the hole, either dunking on you or just out maneuvering you and getting to the hole. But I mean, he's doing that, and I think he's shooting like 40% from three. So he's having his best season yet. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing what the young kid is doing out there, putting Memphis on the map.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of when he got taken number 2. I think a lot of people were questioning whether or not not that he was a good player, but whether or not he'd be good in the NBA. So good to see a guy like that coming out of a smaller school, kind of putting the critics to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If Knicks had the number 2 pick, I still would have wanted him over RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
I mean, just what I would have seen from college alone.
Yeah.
Point guards like that are hard to come by.
Yeah. See, he's a scorer. He was a scorer in college.
But you can also tell he just uplifts the team, being the school he went to. Yep. And that's something a lot of point guards don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, Knicks and the Celtics split, and then you guys beat us on Saturday, right?
They had the split with the Barrett 3-pointer win, and then the next game the Celtics came back and won. I think they won big, actually.
Yeah, your boy Tatum went off for no reason.
No reason. They had that BS loss in the first game when they were up 25 with a quarter and a half to play.
Yeah, I think he took it personal, which is good. We need to see, especially I know you guys. I'm not a Celtics fan, but I know you guys want to see that more from him, because especially that's going to help you guys get into playoffs and help you guys prepare to play some of these bigger teams in the playoffs, which you're going to need to do. Then we had a national championship game, college football. Looks like Alabama didn't do it, man. Lost me some money, man.
I feel like they offensively just kind of when what's his face, Jameson Williams went down, they just
someone out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they were already missing Mechie. They didn't have any firepower left on the offensive side of the ball. So they put a lot on Bryce Young, and he just didn't have it.
Yeah, I mean the crazy thing is, even though despite Alabama loss, I mean. As many guys as they had go pro last year, and they're gonna have go this year, they're gonna be right back in the next year.
Oh yeah, well, because they still have the quarterback next year.
Yep, Heisman winner.
Young will be back, so yeah, I think they'll be right back in it. I wouldn't feel too bad for Alabama right now.
No. I mean, I feel like they've been they're kind of like the old school AFC Bills that went to 4 back-to-back Super Bowls. Well, they're doing it in college football. They're doing it every year. So,
yeah, it's crazy what they got set up down there.
Yeah, I mean, even though I only bet like $5 or $10, I could have won like $115 for that.
But so after the game, like you can see why people like to play for Saban though. And I feel like he's kind of like opening up a little bit more. Even after the game, you could kind of. He was talking with Kirby Smart, and they kind of caught it on the hot mic. But he's like, basically, you guys kicked our ass in the fourth quarter, and he's happy for him. And Kirby is a longtime assistant for Saban. So, but even after the game, he had the press conference and thanked his 2 players there, Young and you could just see why guys like to play for him.
Yeah, and then I mean, even though he lost, I mean, it does good for him. Because now, if you think about it now, since Kirby's the first to ever beat him, assistant to beat him. But I mean, it's going to help his coaching tree. Now people want to go coach under him, and then not only that, I mean, if you go coach under him, you know how many other teams are going to be trying to pull people from his staff as head coaches now.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the day, it all helps him helps the school, helps the coaches. Pretty much everybody benefits from it. Georgia gets their first national championship. So,
I mean, it also helps. He's been in 6 of the last 7 national championships, and he's won 3 of them. So,
yeah, I mean, I feel like the last 5 have all been. No, not 5. I want to say 2. But the last 2 were SEC finals. But I mean, every year one of the teams from SEC is in there. So.
Yep.
Time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so today we're going pretty basic. Going with the a salad. So we did a Greek salad.
Love salads.
I'm sure you load them up with cheese.
No, I actually don't. I put some cheese in it sometimes, but I normally load it up with like other stuff. Like I'll go like nuts, like cashews or walnuts or the shaved almonds.
Oh yeah.
Then I'll throw tomatoes. I'll throw in some croutons. Throw in some those little what are those joints called? They look like the ones. They look like the joints that go in the wonton soup. I forget those things are called.
The like the tortilla strips, the crispy tortilla strips.
Yeah, I'll throw those in there sometimes. Like the spicy ones, those are pretty good. Give you a little spice. I got my blue cheese dressing, of course. Then I'll mix up my meats. Pause. Got the could do a shrimp, could do a chicken, could do a steak. So I mean the combo list goes on and on. So.
Yeah, so just a basic one today. Just a Greek salad. I don't care for the olives, so I leave off the Kalamata olives. A lot of people fans of those in Greek salad, but yeah, just a little slice up a little red onion, feta, cucumber, tomato, romaine lettuce, topped with a. Normally I do a homemade Greek dressing. I thought I had all the stuff, but this time I didn't. But basically like a tzatziki type dressing.
Okay.
A little Greek yogurt, dill, lemon juice. Mix that all up, and then a little olive oil. Light it up. Throw that on. Mix it all together, and then top it with. I like the chicken thighs for it. Just get a little bit more flavor. But I do make it with chicken breast as well.
Oh, nice.
Spiced up with a little paprika, oregano, basil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and throw it on the grill for a few minutes, get it cooked through, and slice it up and toss it on top.
Oh, nice.
And then I do a fried pita with it too. So take the pita and toss it in the pan with a little bit of vegetable oil, and then fry that up so you have a nice little crispy pita bread to go with your salad.
Oh, nice. But that's the thing with salads, man. There's so many. Not. You can also mix like different types of lettuce. So I mean, you can go with like spinach, and you can mix some spinach with some kale, or like spinach with like spring mix, or I mean, it's just so many combinations. And then like especially when I mentioned the meats, you can like sometimes I'll do a barbecue chicken, sometimes I'll do just a regular dry rub seasoned chicken. So I mean, there's just so much stuff you could do. So.
Yeah, and I like to do the on the salad. I typically, in summertime, I really like to use a spring mix. This one was just a romaine with a little bit of arugula, but I'm like you. I like mixing the greens up a little bit. Gives you a little bit of a different flavor profile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can have a different type of salad like every day, even though you're using the same ingredients, but the way you season it or the way you put it together could just be a different experience every night.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And then what would you guys drink that down with?
All right, so still doing the no beer January, hanging in there barely times. It's been 12 days. It feels like 1,000. But no, just so this week did one of the Dogfish Head vodka lemonades. I don't know if you've seen these. I think they're like 110, 120 calories, but they're like 7%. But it's like a pre-made vodka lemonade. They have some different flavors. You can get the strawberry version, and I think they have a couple other ones. But yeah, so just crack that open, throw it over some ice, and you can put a fresh lemon in it. But they taste pretty good. I typically save those for the summer. I like the vodka lemonade is a nice refreshing drink in the summer, and you can make them like half and half because it all just tastes like lemonade. But this one was good, kind of pre-made, low on the sugar side, so pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 7.6.
Oh, that's not bad. That's right up right up the alley. It's a nice little broad day right there.
Yeah, so like a nice hot day in the summertime, these will be great.
Then I think that's JD's Bites and Brew, everyone.
That's it.
Got some VRRs this week. I mean, we wrapped up with Mayor of Kingstown. How are you feeling about it?
I thought it was okay. I felt like the big one for me, the big part. Did you watch it already?
Not yet, but you can go ahead because I'm gonna finish it tonight. So
one of the big things for me, and you probably saw it starting in you saw the last episode, right? Episode 9 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how like Milo started dressing like a janitor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just like somehow is able to just like walk out of the prison in a corrections officer's like and it never really gets addressed, like, right? So Kyle went in there. Kyle and I forget his partner's name there. Went in there basically to talk to Milo, or I don't know what they were doing when the whole shit went down. But then like all of a sudden, like, they get out of the prison or whatever, and everyone's just like, they just totally disregard that part of the story. Like, so now Milo's just out somewhere, and they just, I felt like they left a lot unfinished, and I know it's set up to do more seasons and whatnot. It's probably going to be like a manhunt for these guys, but that part it bothered me a little bit with how much scrutiny they had over this guy for the whole season.
Yeah, but I also feel like he's like, I don't know, man, like he's above the law, so to say, because I mean,
kind of.
He just has so much. I feel like he has so many people in his pocket that he could have just did this a long time ago. But I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with the next season. I like the guy that does play Milo though, because I mean, I feel like he's a great criminal or bad guy.
Bailiff.
Yeah, in shows. So
he is. But yeah, I thought they ended it pretty well. Ended the season well. Kind of interested to see what they do with the redhead there, and how what is the relationship with Mike and like the Crips, and he blew away the white supremacist guys. So just how that he was basically like the unofficial mayor, right? Like he's trying to keep the peace between all the three different factions, between the Mexicans, the whites, and the blacks, and I'm just interested to see how that now plays out with the way that this all went down.
But then there's also, isn't there, like, I'm probably wrong about this, but aren't there 4 jails in the same vicinity? Or is it 3?
I don't know. Well, there's the women's jail, and then there's that, the max security prison.
Prison, yeah.
But yeah, they were bringing someone to a different prison, I think. I forget. Yeah,
so I was just saying, maybe they touch on the other people in the other jails. Maybe there's other people that I want to say similar to Milo, or a rival to Milo, that get introduced in the next season, and then he's forced to pick a side. So, but I mean, it's a overall not a bad show.
It's a good show.
Yeah, got a lot of potential. Just looking forward to. I didn't realize the MTV's a part of that as well, because every time I see it, I'm like, wait. Every time it's like, when it starts, and it's like, oh, MTV. I'm like, am I watching the right show?
I know.
But yeah, overall it's a good show. For what else is to come. Yeah. I was making jokes when Mike was getting beat up. I was like, he ain't busting out the Hawkeye skills on there, so.
Good old Renner.
Yeah, especially when he was getting beat, when he was fighting at the hockey game and he had the stick.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, he's about to go in. I was like, wait, what are you doing? That's not Hawkeye. And then we had started Yellow Jackets. So it's kind of like what's that show? You remember the other show from Amazon with the girls on the island, trapped on the island?
The Wild.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wilds, but it's a group of girls that are on this high school soccer team. And the team was called the Yellow Jackets. Okay. And it kind of goes over like their journey of them being stuck on like they're in a plane crash. So kind of like them surviving the plane crash, but then it also gives you the like the future them. So you see the past them that were stuck on the island, and then and then obviously they got saved, and then you're seeing like the adult versions of them and like what they're going through. So it's interesting. It's kind of like the Wilds, but I feel like it's a little better. They give you more content.
Okay.
So
what's
far,
what's that on?
That was on Showtime, but I think the season finished, so you can probably watch it if I don't know if does Showtime have a on demand or like
yeah they have Showtime on demand. Yep.
Yeah, so there, or if you have Fire Stick or something, you can probably watch it on there. I'm trying to think what else you'll be able to watch it. Maybe regular on demand. I don't know. I haven't checked my cable to see if it's on there either. Then we had I'm still trying to get through this Cobra Kai, man. I don't understand how Tom loves this show.
It's not just Tom, man. Everybody loves this show. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess you have to love like the Karate Kid in order to like really love this show. I feel like it's very cheesy at times. There's a part like in the 4th season or 3rd season, whatever, where the kids are just chilling at the house, and then like the Cobra Kai kids just bust in and they start fighting, and they're terrorizing the house. Like and first of all, that's trespassing. Secondly, coming from, if you're trying to do some Cobra Kai karate and you break into somebody's home like that, you get shot. But I mean, like, it's very 80ish, very it's very cheesy at times. I just don't. Sometimes I'm just like like I don't want to say like it's fake karate, but like the karate in it is very slow motion.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm just like, you could just tell these guys are old, man.
No, I hear you. And I was never like I watched the Karate Kid. I was never just like a huge fan, so I actually haven't watched any of it yet. But yeah, I can see where that would be the case.
Yeah, if you're not a huge Karate Kid fan, then this might not be the show for you. You might just think it's okay, like me. But I mean, it's something. It gives you something to watch. It was like 4 seasons, I think, a 5th one coming out, and then Euphoria came out 2nd season. First episode of the 2nd season, amazing. I just hope they don't it doesn't fall too much off from the 1st episode. You say you started the 1st season. How are you liking it so far? What were your thoughts?
This is a wild show.
Drugs everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Like these people go to a different high school than I went to. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. Like I feel like this is probably some of the stuff that kids today are going through in high school.
Yeah,
being like the access they have to things, internet.
I was gonna say the thing, right, exactly. So like when we were kids, like the internet wasn't really a factor. Social media was non-existent. So like there were probably factions of kids that were doing this in around us at least, probably in smaller numbers.
Yeah,
you always heard of it, but I rarely saw anything like this.
Oh yeah, but you also see some of the problems that some of the kids are going through today throughout the show. So it's interesting how they deal with it. It kind of makes you wonder, like when your kids get older, like are they going to go through? Yeah, but I mean, you'll see the signs coming because you watch this show. So great show. I feel like HBO just never misses, man, with these shows.
Yeah, they don't put out a lot of shows, but when they do, they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I feel like we're due for a good docu-series from them too soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have some sort of short story come out soon. Yeah,
because I was looking up the anticipated like shows for 2022, and then I didn't see any like docu-series. Everything I saw was just like the regular shows that we were waiting on. So unless they didn't put them up, of course.
Yeah,
because we got a lot of shows coming out this year, especially big ones. I mean, we got the first part of Ozark last season coming up in like another week and a half. So then they got Stranger Things. There's just a lot of stuff. Hopefully there's a lot of good stuff. Hopefully they don't disappoint. So
yep.
I know.
Finished Outer Banks season 2.
How'd you like that?
It's fine. It's super cheesy, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you're right. I mean, it's like the Goonies. Goonies 2020 in the Outer Banks.
Yeah, I feel like it's that step up from Stranger Things, like for the like the little older kids.
Yeah, and the acting's not as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, same kind of deal.
But Netflix is building a catalog of original shows, so
yeah,
they're giving us a lot of content to keep pace with all these other networks. So they're justifying the price raises.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think that's it. I know the Eternals are coming. I think it released on Disney Plus, so I'll probably check that out. And then trying to think what else. I know Sing 2 was out. I'll probably check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on demand now. And then trying to think what else. I think there's some other shows coming back out. Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. I think it's this week or next week. I started. Don't tell me. Don't judge me. But I put on that what is it, the Marriage Joe, whatever that thing is called, where there's like two guys, one is a millionaire and the other one isn't, and then it's kind of like The Bachelor, but like one of the guys is a millionaire, the other one isn't, and none of the girls know. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's a reality trash TV show. You gotta have some reality trash in your life, man.
Oh, for sure. I get you.
You just feel so much better. And then I heard I had sent you guys a message in the group chat about the Fresh Prince, remake they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm hearing, it looks interesting. I feel like I heard they're getting a lot more into the other characters. Why, Carlton was Carlton, and kind of like a little backstory as well on that we didn't get from the Fresh Prince. So that should be interesting. I mean, Will Smith's executive producing this, so when you have somebody that acted as the character, I feel like you shouldn't go wrong, or it shouldn't be too far from a good message.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, and I did watch Antlers. It was a horror movie. It wasn't that good. Kind of short.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that on there. Yeah.
It's about a kid who takes care of his family, and they're like cursed, and they like morph into this beast with antlers. But I mean, really wasn't a backstory on like how it happened. It was just like, oh, he's taking care of his family. Then some shit happens. His dad escapes and starts going buck wild on some people. Then they finish him. The end. But as I said, it wasn't really too much of a story, and it wasn't really too much. It wasn't like a lot of killing, like you would expect it to be. So I was a little disappointed. Then I think that's pretty much it.
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.